There was nothing down here saying it's a restricted area.
What do you want?
I was taking some pictures and stuff. I'm making a little video of the area. Local force. That sort of stuff.
Purpose?
Pardon?
For what purpose?
Public interest.
To go where?
Pardon?
To go where?
Well, for public.
You're quite clearly filming us at the moment.
Yes, yeah. I film any interaction. Have you two police officers, are you?
Yes.
Have you got your warrant cards with you there since you're not in uniform? Pardon?
I'm walking out of a police building, aren't I? So.
Yeah, but you're obviously doing a stop and account with me, so I'd like... But you are, you're asking what I'm doing, which is by definition a stop and account. You're asking what I'm doing in an area, that's a stop and account. So if you're engaging in a policing activity, I'd like to know your warrant card, otherwise I'm just going to disengage from you and carry on with my business.
Okay.
Alright then. Alright, refusal to identify. So I'm just going to get your picture so I can report you to your Chief Constable.
Okay.
Cool.
This incident wasn't just unprofessional, it was a direct breach of the College of Policing's Code of Ethics. The rule is crystal clear: when officers engage with the public, they must state their name and collar number. That's not optional, and it's certainly not just a courtesy. It's a built-in safeguard designed to guarantee openness, accountability, and trust. Without it, the public has no way of knowing who they're dealing with, no way to verify authority, and no way to challenge misconduct when it happens.
You alright?
Not bad, how are you?
How's it going? What are you up to?
Just, as you see, just taking some pictures out of your cars and out there.
Oh, okay.
That's all. Yeah. And you are, sorry?
Police officer.
And your collar number?
Are you an auditor, or are you...
And your collar number, please?
I'd have to give you my collar number. It's my identification just on my shoulder there.
And then if I can't read, it's not your policy to identify for members of the public?
I don't need to.
No, it's not identified.
When pressed to identify himself, the officer brushed it off, pointing to his collar number as if that was enough. But that's not how accountability works. If the number is too small, hidden, worn, or simply out of sight, the gesture means nothing. The rules are clear. Officers must give their details clearly and verbally. That's not bureaucracy, it's transparency. Clear verbal ID reassures the public, confirms legitimacy, and gives people the information they need to challenge or follow up on an encounter. Without it, accountability collapses into guesswork, the very thing the Code of Ethics was written to prevent.
Is it just cause issues, or you just have to
No,
try?
I'm just here to take pictures and that's all. As I said, I've just noticed as I was walking down to take pictures, your colleague's window was open, I could see the screen, made them aware of it.
Okay, have they sorted that?
Yeah, they closed the window, fine. Yeah, it's so simple as that.
Cool. Okay, I'm sure we're not here to cause you a problem. I'm sure you're not here to cause a problem. We're just,
You know, your colleagues not in uniform refuse to identify while engaging in a policing activity. Not fantastic, is it? It's against policy. You are required to identify. You're engaging in a stop and account. You are required to identify. Because if I have any complaints, how am I supposed to make that complaint if you haven't kept yourself to the accountability standards that the force requires? So, you know, again, you refuse to identify properly because, again, you don't know that I can read, so you're refusing to identify properly. Yes, you're in uniform, but again, if I want to make a complaint against you...
You can give the time and date and where the location where you are. My body cam's recording, so
is it?
It can all be...
How come it's taken you this long to let me know that your body cam's recording?
I'm talking.
And is the policy not to, at the first, most practical opportunity to allow that?
That was the most practical time to inform you.
Was it? So, because you come in and gone hands-on with me?
I haven't gone hands-on.
Exactly, so why is not the first thing that you say, good afternoon or morning?
What you're doing, because that's the first question I asked you, and then we've had a conversation, and now I've told you.
But the first most practical opportunity is to say, good, by the way, you are being recorded.
Okay.
Otherwise, you could be covertly recording me under the regulations of investigatory powers.
When the officer finally admitted he was recording, he brushed it off, claiming there hadn't been a practical moment to say so earlier. But the reality is clear: the interaction was calm, orderly, and distraction-free. Nothing stopped him from stating upfront, "This encounter is being recorded." This wasn't about timing, it was about attitude. By skipping that disclosure, the officer treated accountability like a choice. It isn't. Declaring recording isn't a formality, it's a safeguard designed to build trust and protect both sides. Ignoring it doesn't just bend policy, it chips away at the foundation of transparency itself.
But that's not happening, so don't worry about that.
It could, because it took you X amount of time to alert me when there was plenty. The only situation where it's not practicable at the first opportunity is if you're going into a hands-on situation. Any other time, there is no reason, and this has been dealt with in the tribunal by the tribunal that deals with the REFA Act, that the first most practical opportunity is when you approach somebody. If you have your camera on or you turn it on, if you approach with your camera on, you should alert them when you approach, unless you're going hands-on. If you turn it on whilst engaging in a conversation, you should turn it on, and then once it's recording, so it's stated on the camera, by the way, you are being recorded for my safety and your safety, blah, blah, blah. You have the right to do it, same way that I have the right to do it. It's not a problem. It's the notification that's the problem.
Okay.
You know.
I've notified you at a time that I think is practical, so I've done that, so it's fine.
Okay, you can justify that to a tribunal. It's fine, no worries.
So what are you
So you're going to try to identify yourself properly yet?
No, I'm happy.
You're happy, yeah?
Yeah.
Would you like to identify yourself, or would you like a complaint as well, sir?
So can I ask you a question? Before my colleague steps in, just can I? So my name is PC2376.
Thank you. So that's how it's done. Thank you.
My colleague there was obviously made aware that the window was open.
Yeah.
And he's got concerns because of data protection and that you might have recorded something on your phone from the screens.
If there is anything, I'm not sure if there is or not. If anything is captured on there, that will be evidence for me to report that to the Information Commissioner's office, because obviously the onus of data protection is on the organisation, not on whoever sees that
You
information.
don't expect someone to stick their head through the window.
I did stick my head through it. I did.
At this stage, another officer tried flipping the blame onto the auditor, claiming he shouldn't have leaned through the window or filmed exposed data. But the law couldn't be clearer. Under the Data Protection Act, the duty to safeguard information lies with the organisation holding it, not with a passerby who happens to see it. If sensitive material is left visible in plain sight, that's a data breach. Period. The fault doesn't rest with the camera, it rests with the police for failing to secure their own systems.
I saw it from a public
because
place.
somebody else's information, this is a secure site. Well,
I understand that.
it's not as secure as we'd like.
Well, no,
it to
exactly.
be.
It's not secure at all, is it? Really?
No. We are trying to work on that, but unfortunately, you have to do with what you've got to that.
Yeah. Even a bit of signage saying no unauthorised access beyond this point would go a long way, because I do respect signs like that.
No,
you know.
okay. I will take
I did have a look around, and there is nothing
I will genuinely
there.
take that to the senior leadership team, because
Fantastic.
I think that is fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are trying to redo everything.
Okay.
Financially, we have to wait until the
That's
budget.
right, it's quite a
and
small
everything,
town,
and
isn't it? Lower
exactly,
priority.
you know what
I get it. Yeah.
We get shoved right to the bottom type of thing. We're right on the borders, between different forces and that. So it is totally. I understand where you're coming from, and I'll pass it on to the senior leadership.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I've just got concerns about the data protection that's on that video. Do you know what I mean? Because that's somebody else's private stuff and that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we obviously learn from things like that. So you've pointed it out. They've closed the window. It is really hot in there. We've got no air
Again, I completely understand that, but obviously data protection takes priority over that, unfortunately. You can get a fan in there, and I understand, I've worked in many various locations where health and safety data protection takes priority over that.
Does that go live? Is that a live?
It's not, I'm not live streaming, no.
If there is something, would you delete that?
Not necessarily delete it, but I would make it anonymous. I would blur it out if there is anything, if I were to post it anywhere.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
It's not their fault, you know what I mean?
No, of course. I've raised the issue I've raised the issue of data protection, and obviously I raise it as an issue because I do see it as an issue. I'm not going to go share that information. That would be very hypocritical of me, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
So if there is anything captured on the camera, it won't be made available to the public. It will be forwarded to the ICO.
That's fine. Yeah. Can I take your details?
No, I'm okay.
Can I take your name?
No, I'm alright.
Just first name, so I know who I'm speaking to.
No, I'm alright. Thank you.
So you've got my collar number, but I can't take yours.
Yeah, but as a Crown servant, obviously you have issues of accountability when dealing with members of the public, and that's why. Yeah, I know.
Your first name.
I know.
I don't even know.
I know, but then obviously
that
coupled with my image, which obviously he's notified me is recording.
Yeah, obviously we do that because I'm open and honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We record things so that you can see what we do.
Yeah.
And we can
absolutely.
See,
I completely agree with the use of body cameras. Completely.
That's the thing is I can't hide saying, oh no, I didn't say this to this man, or this man didn't say anything.
No, exactly the same reason why I record any interaction I have with you as well.
Yeah, that's why we record everything. I have to protect my back with the amount of people have said we do things.
Of course,
we don't.
Yeah.
You know,
but with your collar number now, obviously you're bound. You have to identify. You did it correctly verbally because you can't guarantee that I can read.
What I mean?
But you have to wear that for accountability reasons. That's why I'm entitled to have that, because you're dealing with a member of the public in a stop and account situation. Accountability, you have to identify yourself for that exact reason, which he doesn't seem to understand. And sorry, we got interrupted. Would you like the opportunity to identify?
4988 PC Biffin.
Sorry,
PC Biffin.
And your collar number, please?
4988.
4988. There you go. Thank you. Would you like another opportunity?
No, I'm fine.
No, you're fine. Okay, so you're just going to be an absolute idiot.
No, and we have to rely.
Yes, but you have a collar number for the specific reason, as we've just heard us discuss, for accountability reasons. You're making a very large assumption that I have the ability to read that my eyesight is good enough to read that.
These two officers are identified, and if you do need my details, they can be.
Okay, that's still again, that's not your policy, so that's fine. I'll make a complaint to your chief constable. That's not a problem. Actually, I'll probably go straight through the IOPC because otherwise it goes to your local PSD and gets kicked down and disregarded.
That's not a problem.
Yeah, no worries. Just get a nice picture of your face as well, so I can just make sure that goes to the right person.
Yeah, no problem.
Is there anything else I can help you with today, sir?
No. I said, obviously, I've made the issue of that window and I've made that aware.
Which I'm literally going to go speak to.
Interestingly, the other officers on scene had no problem identifying themselves. They gave their names and numbers promptly, professionally, and without hesitation. But this one officer, when faced with the same request, chose a very different path. Instead of showing accountability, he dug his heels in. The refusal came across as dismissive, almost as if the rules didn't apply to him, and that's the danger. When ego overrides responsibility, it doesn't just affect one encounter, it chips away at the very foundation of public trust in policing. Moments like these highlight something important. It's not always the dramatic incidents that matter most. Often, it's the routine encounters, the everyday choices where professionalism is either upheld or ignored. When officers dismiss simple obligations, deflect blame, or treat rules as optional, that's when trust begins to erode. Accountability isn't tested only in high-stakes moments. The real measure of integrity is whether the rules are followed consistently, even in the small interactions that might seem insignificant. So what do you think? Was this officer just careless or deliberately evasive? Drop a comment with your take. And if you find value in these breakdowns, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps keep the channel going.